You're watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
We begin with a weather impact alert as the storm moves out today. It brought a lot of rain and snow across San Diego. You can see the flooding in La Jolla on the screen on your left there, which left people trapped in their cars last night. And on the right, you can see a live look at the snow in Julian right now.
Ooh.
Wow. Thanks for joining us at 6 a.m. on this Friday morning. I'm Eric Connard.
And I'm Neda Irampur. Certainly an active night.
Yeah.
Let's check in with meteorologist Evan Narani. Is it calming down right now?
It's calming down for sure. We have maybe a few remaining showers, a few remaining snow flurries up toward the mountains. Almost everything that we've recorded so far is about where we're going to stay by the complete end of the storm. But we still have that small chance of maybe a few more sprinkles out there. Nothing major. Here's the view on satellite radar. You can see how all that green down toward the bottom right corner of your screen is that storm that is now clearing its way out. So just a few hours ago, we saw a thunderstorm make its way through, starting in about the Encinitas area and moving toward the southeast. However, as of right now, you can see if we pause this at right now, we've got almost dry weather across the county. Downtown San Diego is expected to look pretty nice. Partly cloudy skies by the afternoon, maybe a few snow flurries over the mountaintops, and then a dry weekend ahead. But coming up, we'll talk about several additional chances for rain in the forecast as we go into next week. Back to you.
All right, Evan, thank you for that. And now we are following this breaking news out of La Mesa. The search is on right now to find the person who shot and killed a man at a memorial event.
Yeah, this happened last night around 8:30. CBS 8's Regina Yarita live at the scene now with everything we know here at this hour this morning. Regina?
Yeah, Eric and Neda, and truly a tragedy. This was supposed to be a funeral ceremony honoring the life of someone who had just passed away, and it quickly turned into a homicide investigation. Authorities are still looking for the shooter. I want to get to some video of what it looked like last night. Right now, the scene here has been cleared, but this all happened before 9 p.m. last night when authorities responded to a shooting here. According to the La Mesa Police Department, when officers arrived, they found a man with a gunshot wound to the head. Police immediately performed life-saving measures until paramedics arrived and took the person to the hospital, but the man later died at Sharp Memorial. Investigators revealed the victim was a 35-year-old man from San Diego. They say he was at a memorial event here at the World of Life Worship Center when he was shot by an unknown suspect. The memorial event was concluding when the shooting happened. Upon hearing those gunshots, people at the ceremony started running for safety. But again, at this time, authorities are still looking for a suspect. Investigators are working to obtain a description of that suspect, but here's what authorities told us last night.
We have an active homicide investigation underway. The only thing we know at this point, we believe our victim is a 35-year-old black male. Exact identity and name and everything, of course, is pending family notification. This was an event, possibly like a celebration of life.
Now, again, this scene has been cleared by police. It is quiet at this time, very different compared to what was happening last night. The last thing we noticed about 30 minutes ago was investigators wrapping up the investigation, probably getting those last-minute evidence here at this scene. But again, nothing happening here at this moment. Anyone with additional information is advised to call Crime Stoppers. For now, I'll send it back to you.
Regina, thank you so much for that. And now this morning, look at this. We're seeing some of the damage left by this most recent overnight winter storm.
We have been getting reports of flooding on multiple roads across the city of San Diego. CBS 8's Chris Groh live in La Jolla to show us how things look there. Pretty deep water there, Chris.
Yeah, so the water level has since receded from last night, but it's still pretty tall up here. In fact, we'll show you the van right now. You can see that submerged right there. If we zoom in, you can actually see the water line on the back of that van, and back of that bread truck. So you can see exactly how high that water was just last night when these cars got submerged and they got stuck here on right here at the intersection of Via La Jolla Drive and La Jolla Village Drive. So we've got some crews that are out here. They are trying to conceivably maybe try to unclog the storm drain or turn it back on. We do know that this area was under construction, so it's possible that could have been a factor here. But what we know so far is that yesterday the San Diego Fire Rescue crew was sent out here for calls of people that were stuck in their cars, that were submerged in these flood waters. When they got here, they rescued 3 people out of the 4 cars. They checked on 2 of the vehicles that were actually unoccupied at the time that they arrived. So it's likely that those people were able to get out of their cars on their own power and will have to somehow reclaim those vehicles. The good news is nobody was hurt. Now, this is a very similar situation to what we saw take place in Mira Mesa on Carroll Canyon. We do know that right there at Pacific Heights Boulevard and Carroll Canyon around 9 o'clock, both the police and fire rescue were called to, again, a vehicle that was stuck there. They had 2 people, 1 person occupying each car had to be rescued. Thankfully, again, that was that was successful as well, too. Those folks were able to get rescued, but it does go to show you how important it is to try to avoid standing water at all times when we get these heavy rains and when these when these roads begin to flood, because cars, of course, can always get stuck. But here's another live look at what we're dealing with in La Jolla. We've got crews that have been working on this road, working on this construction, that are seemingly now working again on trying to clear this out. We're going to keep an eye on this, and we'll be sure to let you know when we begin to see some sort of progress and some positive movement here in just a little bit. Eric and Etta.
All right, Chris, thanks for the update. Today, there is a court hearing on the possible placement of a sexually violent predator in a residential community in San Diego. 61-year-old Gary Snavelli is a convicted child molester, was supposed to move into a house on Wynola Road in Julian. But the owner says she never gave final approval to rent it and canceled the placement. State contractor Liberty Healthcare now needs to find a new location. Before the hearing, Assemblymember Carl DeMaio is introducing new legislation to prohibit the placement of SVPs in residential areas and to roll back early release. DeMaio says he plans to call on the judge to use existing legal authority to block Snavelli's placement on an interim basis.
And now this just in here, U.S. employers added 151,000 jobs in the month of February. That's according to new data from the Labor Department. That number is up from 125,000 in January. The unemployment rate rose slightly to 4.1%. And now this also into our newsroom here. The Mountain Empire Unified School District, Spencer Valley School District, all closed because of the weather, the roads. I mean, it's icy out
Yeah, look at that. The winter wonderland.
You want to drive on that.
A good amount of snow came down over our local mountaintops. Palomar Mountain saw the heaviest accumulations with 9 inches of snow that came down. That beat our forecast models of 6 inches. This is a view outside Highway 79. It is closed through a portion of it from about the 78 freeway in Descanso all the way up to about the Julian area to the Viejas exit. So what we're seeing is that the reason why is, of course, because of the snow that is on the ground and because crews are trying to clear the roads. Next 12 hours, closer to the coastline. Well, hey, coastline, inland valleys, of course, did not see any of that snow. They instead saw plenty of rain, upwards of 1 inch and in some cases 2 inches. We are here to tell you the rain has come and gone. We have about a 10% chance of maybe a few remaining sprinkles out there, but that's about all we've got left. After 8, 9, 10 a.m., we're going to be moving in the right direction. Partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s out there. I'm not telling you to put your jackets away for any prolonged period of time, and that's because next week we've got 2 additional chances to watch out for. It's going to be Tuesday as the first chance and Thursday as the second. Original models put all 4 days as days of wet weather. Doesn't look to be the case. It seems like we'll have 2 distinct storms coming our way, 2 surges of moisture, the first on Tuesday, the second on Thursday. But hey, how about this? A beautiful upcoming weekend. Not only do we have that chance of rain down to the single digits, but we also have sunshine expected, warmer temperatures in play. It's going to be a very pleasant stretch of weather out there across San Diego County for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. You see what we have out there right now through the 6 o'clock hour, maybe a few more snow flurries out there between now and the evening hours. You can see how as we get toward about 4 or 5 p.m., a couple more areas of green pop up toward the mountains. But along the coast and inland, we're really not concerned about much being left. It's cold out there. The jacket will still come in handy. There's still a breeze. 44 degrees in Santee right now, 47 in Chula Vista. A frost advisory will take effect for our valleys into tomorrow morning as those temperatures cool down even more to the 30s. Let's check in on the roads as well this morning. We earlier were checking in on 2 separate crashes that had popped up. One was on the 163 at El Prado. One was on the 5 freeway at the 94. Those are the 2 on the left-hand side of your screen. But what I also want to take you to is what we were just looking at, which is a road closure on the 79 freeway. Both ways right now completely closed from the 78 to Viejas Boulevard. You can see that that is because not only did we have snow come down overnight, but we still have some remaining snow flurries out there. So it's something we'll watch for as crews clear that entire roadway so that it's safe for people to travel on once again. Let's check in on your border wait times this morning, where it is a 90-minute wait at the San Ysidro Port of Entry, an hour and a half. Otay Mesa Port of Entry, you can get across much faster right now, an only 5-minute wait.